Before we get into the video, I do just want to apologize for the echo in the audio. We moved into a new house recently. If you've been keeping up with the community post, you already know, and everything is still a little bit empty, so there is a huge echo. I do apologize, and I have tried to work on it and everything like that, so hopefully it will sound a little bit better in the final cut. But like I said, I do apologize for the audio. Now let's hop into the video. Just bear with me, and I'll have everything sounding perfect in a couple of weeks. If you've been playing Fallout 76 for a while, chances are you've come across the Collectrons. Maybe you've collected a few for yourself, but you're still not sure which one is the best one, or which one should be doing all the heavy lifting at your camp. Or just maybe you're new to the game and you're wondering, what is a Collectron and how do I get these best ones? Don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to break down, in my opinion, the 5 best Collectrons in Fallout 76 that every player should absolutely try to unlock. And just so we're clear, this list is based on my 2,000 hours of playing the game, so you know it's pretty subjective and it's up to me. But hey, before we dive in, check the description for a link to a somewhat outdated but still extremely useful spreadsheet with all the Collectrons, their drop rates, and how long it takes them to collect items. So without stalling any further, let's get into it and talk about those Collectrons. Alright, so first things first, what is a Collectron? If you don't know what one is, let's do a quick recap. Collectrons are just robotic helpers that can be placed at your camp. They're designed to collect some random junk or specific materials depending on what Collectron you choose. Some can be purchased in the atomic shop for, guess what, atoms, and then others you gotta find the plan in-game. Mainly those could be purchased for gold. Just remember, only one Collectron can be active at a time, so you can't have multiple roaming around your camp. And so these little guys are just like your personal scavenger robot, and their job is to make your life a little easier by gathering stuff while you're out doing other things like questing. Now let's talk about the best ones to get, and remember, in no particular order, because honestly it's all just what fits your playstyle and what you're really looking for in the moment, or if there's a specific event going on, but we'll talk about that more in a second. Alright, so let's kick things off with my absolute favorite, the Auto Miner Collectron. Why do I love it so much? Simple, it mines for you. It brings you tons of ores that you'll need throughout the entire game for crafting basically anything at your camp, weapon mods, or ammo. So he will give you items like lead, copper, and aluminum, materials you'll need for crafting ammo and other essentials, like I just say. This Collectron is a total game changer for ammo crafting, or at least it was when it first came out, but I still love having them at the camp just because energy ammo does cost copper, and copper is a little bit of a pain in the butt to farm. So with these guys, you could just plop them down at your camp and you can AFK, let it do its thing, and then smelt all the ores. It gathers for a steady supply of ammo, plus it's a great source for lead and copper, like I said, which are always high on the demand list. This Collectron's speed is average at about 7 minutes and 12 seconds per item, but when you're AFK, who the hell cares? You could get the Auto Miner plan from Samuel in Foundation for just 1,200 gold if your reputation with these settlers is high enough. It's a small price to pay for basically an unlimited supply of ammo. Now, I do know that obviously there are better ways to go out there and get ammo, but if you're an extremely low-level player or someone that can't really like solo daily ops or anything like that, or do the raids or expeditions, you may be still crafting your ammo, so there is a section of people that are still out there crafting their ammo and everything like that. It's basically everyone under level 100. But yeah, this guy is really good. And then, like I said, also the copper and the lead and aluminum are just items that are kind of a pain in the butt to farm. So this makes it a little bit easier. And then obviously it can help you with some of the daily challenges like smelt ore or anything like that, or collect lead or something like that. So Auto Miner Collectron, definitely don't pass up on it. We're going to talk about a couple more Collectrons, but this one I definitely would recommend. I will have the list of all of the items that they could grab on the screen. You guys should be seeing it. But definitely some really nice items, basically all different types of ores and everything like that. It's not a bad Collectron to have. The next Collectron that I want to talk about is going to be the Communist Collectron. They finally did something right. The commies got something for you, and like I said, they did it perfectly in my opinion. Now, this is one of the Collectrons that has 2 different modes, so you could set it to collect one thing, or you could set it to collect another thing. So one of the modes is the proletariat mode, and then the other mode is the revolutionary mode. So let's talk about the proletariat mode first. It collects a variety of herbivore foods, as you could see on the screen, like carrot soup and brain fungus soup, which is really nice for some extra XP gain if you are a herbivore. So it basically is a perfect Collectron for people that are herbivores. I know a lot of people still do run around with herbivore builds, even though with the recent endurance change and everything like that. So this is the Collectron for you. It will save you time and resources when you need that sweet food, because everyone knows sometimes it is a pain in the butt to spend an hour getting all of the food that you need and then storing it away. So this could actually help you. Like I said, I use brain fungus soup pretty much every single day on my main character and for XP and everything. So this is a great way to collect some without really having to go and collect any brain fungus. You could just show back up to your camp and boom, it's there. Now let's talk about the revolutionary mode. This one is a little bit different. So this one specifically grabs weapons and grenades, which is, I'm going to be honest, not as useful as the herbivore one, in my opinion, for my playstyle. However, if you are a lower level and if you need weapons, grenades, or anything that you could sell, this is perfect for you. So like I said, you could sell these weapons or scrap them for materials. It's especially handy for those of you farming frag grenades, which can be later converted into nuke grenades or nuke-grenades. Just so then you could clear West Tech a little bit faster. So this is a decent way to get frag grenades, but running West Tech a couple of times without using the grenades is a better way to get frag grenades, or you could just craft them in bulk. But anyway, the proletariat mode collects every 4 minutes and 48 seconds, which is awesome, really quick, while the revolutionary mode takes a bit longer, coming in at 7 minutes and 12 seconds. You could pick this Collectron in the Atomic Shop when it's available, so keep your eye for when the Bethesda gods want to bless us peasants with this communist bastard. But, like I said, those are the two modes. In my opinion, the proletariat mode is significantly more useful for herbivore players, and that's why it's going on my list, because I mainly play with herbivore builds. So yeah, there you go. Communist Collectron, get them from the Atomic Shop, not a bad grab at all. Definitely keep an eye out for it. Now, the next Collectron that I want to talk about is actually going to be two Collectrons. It's going to be a little bit of a tie, and you'll see why in a second. It's between the Nuka-cola Collectron and the Nuka-cola Quantum Collectron. Now, obviously, one of these is slightly better than the other one, but we're still going to talk about both of them, because I think I would rate them equally, in my opinion. If you can't get one, get the other, and you'll still have the same use realistically. But let's get a little bit more into it, because I know a lot of people, especially those PvPers, swear by the Nuka-cola Quantum Collectron. So let's start with the Nuka-cola Collectron. This one collects regular Nuka-cola and a variety of other Nuka-cola drinks. Obviously, you'll see it on screen again, and then check the description too for all the Collectron's drop list or drop rates and everything like that. So someone who uses Nuka-cola constantly for their build or challenges or buffs or anything like that, this guy is a must-have. It has an average speed collection or speed of 7 minutes and 12 seconds per item. And then again, it is pretty easy to get. You can buy the plan from Samuel in Foundation for 1,250 gold if your reputation is high enough, like I said before. So as you can see, drop rates and everything like that are okay, and then it just gives you a bunch of different Nuka-Colas, which again, if you are a Nuka nut, it is pretty good. If you heavily use Nuka-Cola or anything like that, I personally don't really use too much of it, but for collecting the challenges and everything like that for those specific Nuka-Colas, it makes it definitely a lot easier. Now, let's talk about the Nuka-cola Quantum Collectron. This guy is a lot similar, but it collects the rare and much more valuable Nuka Quantum at a higher drop rate. So if you're one of the few people in Fallout 76 who enjoy PvP, this is the Collectron that you want. The drop rate for Nuka Quantum, like I said, is much better with this one. So if you're a fan of PvP or just want a steady supply of high-end Nuka-Colas, this is your go-to. Both of the Collectrons have the same speed of 7 minutes and 12 seconds. And then, like I said, you could also get the Nuka-Cola Quantum Collectron from Samuel in Foundation if your reputation is high enough. So these guys basically do the same exact job. However, the Nuka-Cola Quantum just has a higher drop rate in Nuka-Cola, and it could also drop some slightly different Nuka-Colas and everything like that. But hey, who cares? The main thing for this is going to be those PvPers who want those Quantums. So this is why he's going on the list. If you do run PvP or want to try out a PvP build, I would say this guy is kind of necessary just for keeping up with the steady supply of Nuka-Cola Quantums. Next Collectron that I want to talk about is a fan favorite, and it comes with two distinct modes, just like the Communist Collectron, which is somewhat of a trope that they started to do with the later added Collectrons and everything like that. But this Collectron I'm talking about is the Raider Collectron. It's fourth on the list that I want to talk about, but it is still extremely useful, and it's just kind of funny that I haven't really talked about this during the video at all because it's kind of a mute point, but the Collectrons do have dialogue, and a lot of people think that the Communist one is pretty funny and that the Raider Collectron also is pretty funny. They do have some pretty interesting dialogue, so if you are going to AFK, you may hear some pretty funny lines of dialogue coming from your robotic friends. But the two modes for the Raider Collectron would be the chems and alcohol mode, and then the ammo and weapons mode. So obviously they're pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go over them for you guys real quick. So the chems and alcohol mode, as you can see, will drop chems and alcohol. So this is great for junkie players. I don't know if there's many of you out there, but this is great for you guys. So if you rely on chems or alcohol, if you got a junkie build, or you just want to stockpile chems for future challenges or make a quick buck in the wasteland, this Collectron is a godsend. It collects every 4 minutes and 48 seconds, which is faster than most Collectrons on this list. It's the fastest time for a Collectron, but like I said, pretty self-explanatory, chems and alcohol, and then also stim. So it's just a great way to keep your chems topped off if you have any struggle finding them in the wasteland. Now, the ammo/weapon mode. Now, this is going to be perfect for the people who are looking for more ammo. Although, in my opinion, the auto miner one is better just because it gives you the ore to craft the ammo, and you could end up with a lot more ammo. But again, as you could see from the drop list, drops all different types of ammo, all different types of weapons, which you could either scrap, use, or sell. And again, it collects at the same speed of 4 minutes and 48 seconds. This Collectron is super versatile and definitely worth having for your camp. Just in the future, they may buff it, or they may buff chems or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, it's great for challenges, it's great for ammo, and it's great for getting weapons to sell. It's available in the Atomic Shop. So again, if Bethesda decides to bless us with a decent sale, go ahead and hop on this guy and grab him. You don't want to miss it. Now, before we get to the fifth and final Collectron on this list that I wanted to talk about, I have to give a huge shout out and an honorable mention to the Santatron Collectron. Normally, this guy just collects stupid junk like coal and dolls. Pretty useless, I know. Well, here's the kicker. During the Holiday Scourge event in December and July, so twice a year, this Santatron switches up and starts collecting gift box presents that the Holiday Scourge drop, which can give you a bunch of legendary weapons, stims, alcohol, plans, everything. They're super useful. This makes Santatron the best Collectron for farming event-specific plans during the holiday season, in my opinion. Every single player will basically have this Collectron out while farming the event and everything like that, while the event's active. This is the best Collectron for farming it, like I said. So while it's mostly useless most of the year, during this event, it's a must-have for your camp. This Collectron is always given out for free during these special events in the Atomic Shop, so you can't buy them with gold or real cash. The only time to get them is during the Holiday Scourge event. You can have him placed outside of the Holiday Scourged event. However, he will not collect any presents for you, just the coal and dolls, like I said. And it is on the medium side of collecting range. It can take 7 minutes and 12 seconds per item. So potentially every 7 minutes you could walk away with a brand new gift box present, and that could be a legendary weapon that you've been searching for, or a nice little plan that you wanted to get your hands on. So Santa Collectron, he's going out as my honorable mention. Like I said, he would be on this list a little bit higher, or he would actually be on this list if I had a little bit more room, but there aren't too many Collectrons in this this game, and I wanted to talk about the ones that you really stand out and that you could use 90% of the year, not just for 4 weeks out of the year in December and in July. So yeah, Santatron, he'll collect all the presents for you and everything like that. You can place him at your camp and also at your workshop to be able to farm up the most amount of presents possible in the Fallout 76 Holiday Scourge event. Now, moving on to the final Collectron on this list. Now, finally, the fifth and final Collectron that I want to talk about is going to be a underrated hero, in my opinion, and that's going to be the Brotherhood of Steel Collectron. Now, as you can see from on the screen, this guy is essentially a better version of the Scavenger Collectrons. It just collects a huge variety of items, ammo, aid, food, junk. Really, it gathers everything. If you're the type of player who likes to hoard and farm a bit of everything, this is your best friend. And I know that you are, because you're playing Fallout 76. So I know that you are. a hoarder and everything like that, this guy is not someone that you're going to want to miss out on if you are just going after junk. If you're not looking for any specific ammo, if you're not looking for any specific items like stims or anything like that, or chems or alcohol, I would. And if you just want junk from your Collectron, you just want another way to top off your Fallout First scrap box and everything like that, this is the Collectron for you. It collects such a wide range of items and some really useful junk too. But this Brotherhood of Steel Collectron has a little bit of a slower collection speed, and the middle ground coming in at 7 minutes and 12 seconds per item, but it's totally worth it. You'll find a mix of extremely useful materials like loose springs, screws, and even combat-related items like floater grenades that you could sell. If you're not focusing on one specific resource, but you just want a stockpile of all goodies, this Collectron is perfect. Unfortunately, it can be bought in the Atomic Shop. So again, when the Bethesda gods, when Todd makes his little appearance in the Atomic Shop and throws you a bone, go ahead and grab this guy for whatever the cost is, because he is the best overall Collectron in my opinion. If you're not looking, like I said, for anything specific, just throw this guy down at your camp and you will have basically every useful junk item in the entire game. Obviously not really, but you'll just have an extremely long list of junk items that you could grab every couple of hours and just throw straight into your scrap box and then just sell the rest. It's really nice. Like I said, only if you're not looking for one specific thing. If you are looking for other specific items, switch to a different Collectron. Like if you want ores or if you're going after ammo, switch to a different Collectron. This guy, though, just great for giving you a bunch of random crap that you'll use eventually or not. Who knows? It's Fallout. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of another Fallout 76 video. This is a wrap on my list of the top 5 best Collectrons in Fallout 76. And remember, you can only place one Collectron at your camp at a time. However, if you do capture workshops out there in the wasteland, you could place one at one workshop, one at another workshop, one at another workshop. So you can have more than one Collectron out there in the wasteland at a time. So if you are really running low on specific ores, you could place as many auto miners as you collect workshops. So you could place one at your camp, you could place one at the Tyler County race or track and everything like that, and you could place them at every single workshop that you could get your hands on. So you could have a blank number of Collectrons out there. Just depends on how many workshops you have captured. Hopefully this video helped you and you decide which ones are worth unlocking and using at your camp. Remember, everyone's playstyle is completely different, so what works for me and my friends or your friends might not be your first choice, but these are definitely the ones that I find most useful. If there is a Collectron that you think that I missed that deserves to be on my top 5 list, let me know and maybe I'll play around with them and maybe it'll become my favorite Collectron and I'll make a video on it. But let me know in the comments which Collectrons you love. I feel like I got pretty much most of the good ones. I know I left the fetch one out and everything like that, but I feel like it's kind of gimmicky. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video also, and then stick around for more Fallout 76 content. Thanks for watching, and as always, I appreciate you motherfuckers for watching this motherfucking video, and I will see you in the wasteland with a whole army of new Collectrons.